has been your week so far, and how is the preparation for the the big festive moment going? Yes, it's another week in December, and last week we talked about financial awareness. Basically, the theme for the December month is financial awareness. We need to enlighten you on that financial aspect so that you will not get yourself in trap or in big problems or being broke in January next year. The year is already rounding up. So last week we talked about financial awareness, that's December spending without breaking the bank. But today we will be looking at tips for smart spending and avoiding debt traps in January. Okay, so let me repeat that again. I'm talking about tips for smart spending and avoiding debt traps in January. Yes, January can be so long and boring. It always looks long and boring. We all can testify to that. We all know how January can be, where everybody will say, let me use the word in Yoruba, Kosowo, I don't have money. Because we have definitely schools will resume back, children will go back to school, things in the market is still going to be quite expensive, so you need to buy books, you need to buy shoes for your kids. That's for the married people. Now, for those that are not married and maybe they are paying rent and your rent falls in January, you need to think on how to get it. Also, from the long hour of the break to when you're resuming, your body's relaxed already, and you coming back to work, jumping buses and the stress and everything. So January can always look choked up. January can always look, there's not that time for the cash flow, because everybody's just coming back from the festive period. Everybody has spent already, and the little available, you're trying to just manage it till when you get money. For business owners, they've spent all the spending. Maybe they traveled over for the festive and they're coming back. The little available they're trying to keep, and they might not be market. So January can always be very, very financially challenging. It can be, because there's a lot of things attached to it, and it's always look longer than every other month. We all know January is 31, but everybody will say, January should just go. January should just go. I grew up to hear that, so I know you all out there are familiar with how the old January can be. So now, today we want to talk about the tips for smart spending. Yes, December, this is another week going by, and I talked about so many things last week when I discussed on, your spending structure without even being in debt. So today now we will look into that tips. Now the first thing we'll be talking about is, now you've actually gone through that festive moment. You have to now learn how to track your expenses, your spending. You need to take a look at everything, review your bank statements. Once you are, don't get tired, especially the way this December and this current economy. I'm not going to advise you to get tired of. You need to take every point, you need to keep that record in detail. You need to track it. But I know banks would deduct some funds from your account, like your alert charges, and you might not receive alert. So you need to download your bank statement and look at it. This is not you being stingy. This is you keeping that proper record of your spending. Now you need to prioritize the higher interest debt. Now maybe your servicing loan, you need to look at which loan is, the interest is going high and high and high. Basically, like I said, I'm not going to advise you to borrow money to spend December. You need to be wise. So for the current money you're having, you need to prioritize everything. And if you're paying debts, like I said the other time, create a debt repayment plan. That was going to be easier for you. Now another thing is, now towards January, this is still second week counting for December. Towards January, have you personally set that realistic expectation for yourself? Don't compare January to that month where you would think you will see everything rosy and nice. Fine, some people make their January rosy and nice, but with the current economic situation, the high inflation in the market, where everything is, don't be shocked by December 25 when you start hearing transportation costs just because you want to travel to participate in festive moments. You need to set that realistic expectation towards that January. So these are the things for you to have. If you feel it's not necessary for you to travel down, you can still make that happy moment where you are with your little resources and at that convenient time. Now also you need to set that financial goal. What is the goal? What is the plan? What are you working towards? Do you want, now this is a question I want you to ask yourself, do you want personally to make your January to be longer than the 31 days, or you want it to look more beautiful and nice than the 31 days? That is a question for you to answer. And how do you want to do that? You need to start setting that financial goal. You need to draw out and write it out in paper. Goal 1, okay, this is what I want to do. If you want to start a business, or you've been into business, this is the amount you're saving. You need to have that goal. You need to draw it out in, write it out on a plain paper, and if possible, put it by the wall, so that when you're walking, you're seeing it. It sticks to your head. It helps. Now, also, you need to practice self-care. Self-care is important. While you're trying to connect with your loved ones and everything, you need to also have that self-awareness. Your mental health, if your mental health is not stable, you will start spending. Now, the money you're still looking for to eat, you will not be spending on drugs, on this. So you need to practice self-care. Now, another tips I want you to look at is, now you need to list your income and your expenses. It's very, very important. You need to, put it by your side, compare and contrast, prioritize your expenses. I need this, I need that. These are tips for smart spending. You need to know what you need at the moment and what you feel that in the next 6 months you can still buy it. Even though I understand that the economy now, like Nigeria as its whole, you might get to Lagos today, to market rather today, and see this piece of pen for 100 naira, and you're wondering, oh, in the next 6 months it might be 150 or 200. But the question you have to ask yourself now, do you need that piece of pen? So if you're able to figure it out, that okay, these are the things I need, these are the things I need to have in my house at the moment, that it will help you to, cut down every expenses that is needed to be, reshaped, to be fitted, to be slim fitted, and make the whole everything look nice and fitted. So you need to, keep track records. You need to prioritize your needs and your want. For those paying debt, you need to allocate funds for debt repayment. Don't get carried away because, the whole festive moment is on. You want to spend, you want to enjoy, you want to do this, and you are forgetting the fact that you have outstandings to clear. Leaving your outstandings is an open door to accrued interest. And if that comes in place, trust me, you would get worn out when you want to start paying, because at that time the little change that could have been your tips to enjoy yourself, you are adding it to the main debt you're paying, and you're not even going to have that peace of mind because you're worn out, you're stressed, you're thinking on how to get money on other things while it was your fault. So don't be a victim, don't fall a victim. If you're in debt, you're paying loans, you're paying any money anywhere, please make sure that while this whole moment is going, while you're planning and everything, you need to still keep track record and keep paying your bills. It's important. Now, coming to the last aspect, I'll be also sharing that is for the mental health. That is for the our body, our peace, our soul, our mind. You need to stay mindful of it. You need to. Now, if you're the social media freak, this is for you. Please stay off social media, or please reduce, because that social media at this moment, you will see a lot of things that will entice you. The discount, the flashy and the color Christmas, it's going to entice you. And if you are not good in controlling yourself, your financial culture, you would fall that victim. Now, as part of tips for you to do that smart spending, if you feel that you don't need this thing, please just enjoy your time on the social media, but just let them go, because you don't want to be in problem in January. You don't want to have people coming to reach out to you that, sir, please, you're owing me. For you to have that peace of mind, you need to reduce some things, and part of it is try to reduce what you watch, what you see. That can you feel that if you are the shopping freak person. Now, most importantly, stay grateful. It's important you need to stay grateful. Your mind relaxation, do your exercise regularly, eat well, sleep well. These are the things that helps you and to think straight, so that okay, January, you are set, you're good to go. And lastly, that I will be sharing is you need to be conscious. Now, this is you protecting your personal information, your ATM card, your informations online, your database. You need to be careful. Be sensitive to anything that comes your way, because this month we all know how from stealing to fraud to everything can come in. So you need to take proper, check of the red flags. Be careful if you're buying things online, they are doing promo. Be sure if it is something you can buy. Be sure if it is something that is real, that is legal. If you just make sure you're sure. And if you notice any traces, if it is for you to just decline, you just remove your card away from every other thing that you feel that, oh, they might want to rob you from your card. And even if you're on the road, be cautious of your bag, your properties at that moment. These are the things, because if you're not, you might end up being that victim of being robbed. And once you are robbed, definitely you might want to go and borrow money to cover up for all the plans you already had, and which is not advisable. So, our dear viewers, today I believe you've been able to pick one or two points. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, drop it in the comment box. We would read it and get back to you. Now, let me just give you a tips of what I want to say. Now, as we all step into the new year 2024, we need to learn to adopt that approach to financial management. It's very important, it's essential. And now you can set that foundation right now. You don't need to wait till when it is December 31st. No. You need to learn how to set that foundation right now. And when you do that, it gives you that financial secure moment. You have that stress-free mind, and your future, everything will just keep coming in places. I need you to remember that you have small consistent efforts today. That little effort, that little ability to do that thing at this time, you setting your goals right, can and will pave way for a brighter financial tomorrow. So for you to have that peace of mind in January, you're not in debt. You can boastfully say that, oh, my January is sweet, it's not even long, you're not broke, you're not this, you're not that. You need to set that right, that time, that way. You need to start